You know what I mean? Go take care of your, go pull some of the ear hairs that are out. If you're getting older and maybe you got a couple long, like go pull those out. Go make sure your face is lined up. Girls, hey, if you got a little something here, you know, just a little something, line it up, you know, at least take it down a little bit, you know, every once in a while, because we all, you know, it happens. Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brett Summers Show. Today's show is going to be a cool one. It's going to have a weird title to it. Shaving my head gives me superpowers. What do I mean by that? Well, let me get to that in just a minute, but let me start this off by saying this is the extension of a show that I did last week on how to start your day perfect and how to rack up a bunch of wins when you start your day. Some of this we're going to do now. Some of this won't apply because you're not going anywhere. Maybe you should try it now because I think it might make you feel good. But when you get out of this, take all of these things to heart and implement these so you can feel like $1,000,000 again. You might even feel like you have superpowers. So, what do Superman and Batman have in common? Stumped? Well, they both have a uniform that they both suit up in before they go off to fight their battles and to save the world. What do you suit up in? What are some of your rituals that make you feel like you have your superpowers, like you can save the world, like you can tackle any task that your boss may give you, or that you can take on any problem and you can solve anything that comes your way? Well, that's an interesting question because I kind of often feel like if you dress right and you take care of yourself right, you get a different type of confidence than you would if you don't do those things. So here's some tips and tricks to, after you wrap up your morning and you're taking on things, maybe you try some of these things to even feel better as you go into your day. Now, the first thing that I would suggest is this: suit up. So shower, get dressed up real nice. Suiting up is kind of a full process if you think about it from top to bottom. How does your hair look? If you don't have any hair, you can still clean that up too, because to be honest, every time I shave my head, I feel like I'm ready to take on the world. I feel the same way you feel every 3 to 5 weeks when you go to the barber shop or when you go to the beauty salon to go to Ellen Co Styling Salon to get your hair done right, and you feel good. Britster knows it. Last week, while everybody else was maybe looking like a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, Britt was laid up and getting her hair all done up and getting, was it a balayage? Balayage, blonde, I don't know what it is. Blonde. I thought it was blonde. That's the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Brunette. Okay. So in any event, when you get your hair done, you feel good. And I think it's important to invest in your hair. I think it's important to invest some time and energy. Again, if you're bald or if you're going there, you know, guys, if you're going there, take it off. Clean it up. Get rid of it. I don't think you need it. Especially guys right now. Just buzz it down. You guys, did you see Cardone buzzed his head? He maybe doesn't look so good with it. But, you know, in any event, you're doing what you got to do to feel good. So, why are we focused on this right now? Why would we be focused on your looks, your hair, your eyebrows? Remember, there's supposed to be 2 eyebrows, not 1. Sometimes you got to do a little tweeze in here and there to make sure that you don't look all burly and unkept. Maybe you got to line up. If you're going to keep a little facial hair, maybe you got to line it up, put a little beard oil in. Maybe if you're a gal, maybe you, as Britt last week, threw on some eyelashes that were like 16 feet long, so like fluttering around like a butterfly. You know, put on some makeup, take your time. Putting the time and attention into how you look is going to have a dramatic effect on how you feel. I don't think that anybody necessarily feels their best when they're just roaming. Maybe you feel comfortable, but I don't think you feel your most confident if you're roaming around the house in your pajamas, all stretched and blown out, like just like you ain't feeling good when you're like that. You're not feeling your most confident. You wouldn't go on a date like that. You wouldn't go to a wedding like that. You wouldn't go do a business presentation like that. You wouldn't try and go close a deal in real estate wearing flip-flops, a Hawaiian t-shirt. I mean, maybe you could pull it off, but you'd have to be damn good to be able to do it. So try and figure out whatever that is. Maybe you're a strength coach. Strength coach doesn't have to come in there all just with a Gildan double XL pair, like, you know, you can class it up. You can have on some high quality shorts, some embroidered shorts. You can have on a nice form fit shirt so you don't look all unkept. You don't have to just be wearing gray sweatpants and a gray hoodie when you come in there. So taking care of how you guys look will make you feel like you have superpowers, because it will make you feel confident. It will make you feel positive. It will make you feel good about yourself. You'll believe in yourself. And those things, whether they're, you know, just internal or it is external, you'll feel it, and it's going to be reflected in your performance. So I think it will help your work ethic. I think you'll show up better. I think people will take you a little bit more seriously. I know in the military, there's a reason why they have the haircuts. There's a reason why they have uniforms, so they all look uniform. Everybody's wearing the same thing. There's a reason why sometimes the U.S. Navy SEALs are looked at and they're frowned upon, because they like to wear civilian clothing and they like to wear things that aren't uniform, and they've got different patches and their hair's not taken care of. And guys in the Army and the Marines, they're uniform. So they look at that and go, you know, these people can't be trusted maybe, even though they know what they're doing. So I think at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to have a look that makes people feel confident in you. You want to show up prepared. You want to show up dressed, ready to rock and roll. And that is your uniform. That is your superpower cape. You know, it may not be a cape in the Batmobile, but it is something that you'll feel good. Maybe your car. I've talked about this with people. Maybe the inside of your car looks like the inside of a dumpster. Perhaps it would be a good time to clear that out, because how you're doing that is probably how you're doing other things. So if the inside of your car looks like a trash can, maybe that's how your clients are going to feel like you're going to treat them. So starting with the small things, doing those little things. How do you look? Let's go through just a few quick things. First of all, look at what you wear as an investment. Your shoes, your outfits, your accessories, your hats. Maybe you have a little signature type thing that you wear. I like to switch my glasses up. Maybe that's my signature. Making sure you have clean shoes on, making sure that your clothes smell good. I think it's also important when it comes to smell to not only obviously have, you're not rocking BO and you're just not like totally unkept, but I think it's important to say not everyone has an appreciation for perfumes and colognes. So you have to dial that back a little bit, because if you're wearing a perfume or a cologne that's like wildly just like over the top and it just like hits you right in the face, it might be offensive to other people that are around you, or annoying just to have to smell that all day. So just be careful with how much you're, and then the lotion, like just, you know, maybe you go unscented, but your skin's still soft. You know what I'm saying? So take those things into consideration. But your hair, your nails, like every few days, I mean, I play guitar, so I try and keep my nails short as it is. But if me and Michelle were talking about this, if you're a hairstylist, or if you're a real estate agent, or if you're a strength coach and you're pointing to things and you're pointing on paper or on a whiteboard or on your iPad while you're doing a consultation with somebody, and you know you've got 2 nails painted, you got 3 that aren't, you've got dirt under your fingernails while you're trying to sign a real estate deal, it doesn't make sense. Now, if you're working on a construction site and you got some dirt under your fingernails, that might be a good thing. That's part of your uniform. I'd be like, okay, I trust this guy. If you didn't have dirt under your fingernails, I'd be like, maybe I don't know if he should be doing the remodel on my house. But if somebody in that respect, I think, adjust to the situation. But if you're in real estate, you're a masseuse, maybe you take care of some of those things. Again, hair, nails, teeth, breath, all these things are important. Eyebrows, eyelashes, lips. Again, spray tan. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. I'm not going to take it that far and get the spray tan. Michelle says she feels better when she does it. I know that for her, she says, she's like, we're in the beauty industry. How are we going to be in the beauty and hair industry and come to work with our hair messed up and not be dressed right? Like, I don't know. Maybe if you're dealing with an older population and it's just not as important, maybe then you can wear the baggy clothes and just kind of show up. But I think if you're working with the younger generation, they want to be around people that, have a good look, a good feel, a good energy to them. You always feel better when you're doing that stuff. So I ask this, do people trust you before they know you? What are people going to do when they see you? What are they going to do when they see you? Right when they see you, never met them, what are they going to do? Right when they look, judge you. That's human nature. So you have to sometimes understand that in life, It is what it is, and the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, the way you shake someone's hand, the way you present yourself, especially if you're young coming out of college, they don't talk about this stuff. How do you shake someone's hand? You shake their hand, you look them in the eye. If you're from Harvard, you do. Maybe if you're from UWM, maybe you're like, and you give them the limp fish, the dead fish handshake, and you hit one of these. Not a good way to get it. Not a good way to get it. You're just going to be judged on. Have a firm handshake. Shake with confidence. Look someone in the eye when you're speaking with them, much like we do when we're doing this show. This is kind of unnatural to have to stare into this lens all day, but that's what you want to do when you're talking to someone is look them in the eye, so you show them respect. You're not looking around, and you're confident. Now, are they attracted to you? I'm not saying are they like they're trying to date you. Hopefully every situation you're in, maybe you look so good like Michelle that everyone might be attracted to you. I look at that as a benefit. You want your girl to be attractive. But at the end of the day, you want people to be attracted to you, and people are attracted to people who seem like they're in control and people who are taking care of things. Now, the last thing on here is attention to detail. I think that's the most important. When you see someone who's really taking care of their appearance, or it just looks like they've put a little effort. Maybe I'm not talking about too much. I'm not talking about where you come in, you're like, woo, there's a lot going on. I'm just talking about somebody who looks like they're well-to-do. They don't have to spend $1 million on it, but you can tell that they have some self-respect, and that they're like, you know what, I value my job. I value how people perceive me. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready to take action. I'm ready to unlock my superpowers. And you can see those little things by the way someone carries themselves, in their dress, in their handshake, in the way that they speak to you, the way that they smell. All of those little things add up. And oftentimes people will make judgments and assertions about you, whether good or bad, based on some of those factors. So I know you're walking around right now. You're probably watching this in your pajamas, or maybe for some people, even your underpants. But my suggestion is to you right now, gear up, go take a shower, go get shaved, you know what I mean? Go take care of go pull some of the ear hairs that are out. If you're getting older and maybe you got a couple long, go pull those out. Go make sure your face is lined up. Girls, hey, if you got a little something here, just a little something, line it up, at least take it down a little bit, every once in a while, because we all, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Keep it clean at least. Somebody likes it. Somebody likes it. So do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help you guys get prepared, because eventually we are going to go. I keep hearing people, even Donna, when I'm talking to Donna, I was like, things will never be the same, man. Like, things are always about what they were. Things are always, it's going to be a shift right now. People are locked into the lifestyles they were into. So we are going to go back. We're going to go back to work. We're going to be around people again. And once you get around people, you understand that those things are just part of the game. You won't be able to run around town in your baggy boxer briefs for the next, 10 years. You're going to have to throw on some clothes. Maybe you start preparing for that now. It's about April 18th. Is it the 18th? Yeah. I think it's April 18th. So maybe you order some new clothes. Maybe you go on H&M. You don't have to break the bank. Maybe you find some good stuff on Amazon. But at the end of the day, have a couple of nice pairs of shoes that you wear. You keep clean. I know that my sister just sent me Tide came out with you'd like that. They came out with a cobbler kit. Oh. So you can but they're specifically so you can just take the whites of your shoes and brighten them up. Brie likes shoes. So, if you're in just that little stuff, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, but I think most entrepreneurs, people in leadership have a OAD. They have an obsession with attention to detail. So they're looking for those things. And whether it's subconscious or not, people react to you. And I think it's sometimes good to know where you play. Again, if you're a manual laborer, you're working on the construction site, rules are different. I remember one time I had, when I owned a house, I had an air conditioning guy. He was supposed to come out and do air conditioning. I made 6 different companies show up at the same time on the same day to create a little bidding. So one guy didn't like it and left right away, but the rest of them showed up and gave me their little pitch. But the one I went with was the one who was he was greasy. His hands was greasy. I could smell a little air conditioning unit on the guy. He had a Lennox hat on. I said, if he's got the Lennox hat on, I trust that dude because he's committed. Like, he understands it. He's got the Carrier shirt on and the Lennox hat. I said, I'm going to go with this guy because I believe the other guys were wearing polos and they were real clean. I said, I'm going to go with the guy who's because they were trying to sell me, but the guy who was selling me, who actually looked like he had spent time in the trenches, he was telling me different stuff. So I went with him and it was a successful mission. So know where you play and show up prepared for it. But hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day. No matter when you're watching this, if you do appreciate it or you got a laugh out of it, drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you disagree and think that everyone should just be able to wear whatever they wear and no one should ever judge them, I appreciate the idealist type world, but we do live in reality, and you have to face things like that objectively because it is what it is. You got to be a realist. So have an awesome rest of the day. We'll catch you guys soon.